There is a year we all know, but that no one consciously lived. A year that supposedly marks the beginning of our era, but that might be miscalculated. A year where, according to the official story, Jesus was born, although the evidence says otherwise. Today we are going to talk about the year 1 AD, and when we are done, you might not see it the same way. Let's start with something unsettling. No one in 1 AD knew they were in 1 AD. There were no Christian calendars. There was no before or after Christ. The system was created more than 600 years later by a monk named Dionysius Exiguus. He decided, from the future, when Jesus had been born. And he was wrong. So year 1 is not a historical fact. It is a human decision. And like every human decision, it can be wrong. While that non-existent calendar began, the real world had only one master, Rome. Emperor Augustus ruled with a firm hand. Not as a king, but as something new, an absolute emperor disguised as a republic. Rome controlled armies, trade, taxes, information. The history we know today was written under the shadow of the Roman Empire. And when an empire writes history, it decides what to remember and what to erase. Here comes one of the biggest cracks in the official story. According to tradition, Jesus was born in year 1. But historical records say something different. King Herod, key in the biblical story, died in 4 BC. The Roman censuses do not match. The dates do not fit. The numbers do not add up. The conclusion of many historians: Jesus was born before Christ. So, why do we continue to use a calendar based on an incorrect date? While the West obsessively looks at Rome, something disturbing was happening in the East. In China, under the Han Dynasty, the emperor was just a figurehead. The real power was held by one man, Wang Mang. Corruption, economic crisis, famine. Years later, this man would take the throne. But in 1 AD, everything was happening in silence, as if the whole world was holding its breath. Something strange about 1 AD is how little we know about it. There are no great wars, no global catastrophes, no spectacular events. But silence is also information, because great historical changes rarely announce their arrival. Christianity, the fall of Rome, the rewriting of the world. All of that was brewing while no one was paying attention. The year 1 AD is not important for what happened. It is important for what it symbolizes. It is the 0 point of a narrative, a dividing line created by humans to make sense of the chaos of time. But if the starting point is false, what else could be? Perhaps the year 1 AD was not the beginning of anything. Perhaps it was just the beginning of the story they told us. And remember, history is not always written by the victors. Sometimes it is written by those who came centuries later.